Football field in this great Northern Conference showdown. Matt Thompson with you here, high above incredible length field, getting set to call the game for you here tonight. Scott King is our engineer at the station. The T-Birds will have the football first, so we'll give you their starting lineup. At quarterback, Fort Meyer. Running back, Noah Bruckner. Fullback, Leonard Chosa. Wide receivers, Haken Berglund and Talon Haling. Your tight end tonight is Tyson Scuball. You heard Dan Ruth. I talked about him in the pregame. They really like what the 5'11" 160-pound junior brings to this offense. Along the offensive line at left tackle, Isaac Olson. Cole Johnson is your left guard. Your center is Zane Amershek. Right guard is Lucas Coplin. Welcome back, Lucas. And right tackle tonight is Carson Feek. On defense for the Merrill Blue Jays, defensive end is Brody Lang. Defensive tackle, Russell Gritzmacher. Nose tackle is Michael Plautz. Defensive end, that is Carson Brooks. Linebackers, Jax Hansen and Eric Mann, along with Aiden Lonsdorf. Your corners are Jace Olson and Callan Wheeler. Strong safety is DeAndre Hilton. And your free safety is E.J. White. Since we have the opportunity, we'll get to the Lakeland defense as well. Carmelo Roche-Vetterneck at defensive end. Defensive tackle Tyrone Moore. Also defensive tackle Gerald Molson. Defensive end is Grayson Allen. Linebackers are Leonard Chosa and Nate Areola. Cornerbacks Logan Gray and Declan McQuaid. Your strong safety is Tyson Scuball. Another safety is Haken Berglund. And finishing out at free safety is Talon Haling for the Lakeland Thunderbirds. And on offense for Merrill, they are led by Jacob Schmelzer and halfback E.J. Wykes. You're going to see those two with the football as much as possible. We're going to step aside, take our break. We'll be back with the kickoff after this. You're listening to Lakeland T-Bird Football on 95.9 The Island.
That's Lakeland T-Bird Preview. Stay tuned for all the exciting Lakeland T-Bird sports on 95.9 The Island. 95.9 The Island is your home for Lakeland T-Bird sports. 95.9 The Island is WMQA Minocqua.
Marthaler Chevrolet of Minocqua is a growing selection of new and pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs competitively priced to drive off the lot. See their great offers and incentives for new arrivals of 2024 models. Marthaler Chevrolet of Minocqua prides themselves in providing customers with an excellent purchase and ownership experience. Stop in today at Marthaler Chevrolet of Minocqua or visit MinocquaCars.com to see their ever-changing inventory. Marthaler Chevrolet are proud supporters of the Lakeland football team. Go Go T-Birds!
Wishing the best of luck to the T-Birds football team this season. Since 1939, Woodruff Appliance and TV has been scoring with customers in the Northwoods with low prices on appliances, furniture, mattresses, and electronics, plus top-notch customer service. The staff's knowledge of the products they sell sets Woodruff Appliance and TV high above the competition. Let them help you select your new appliances, furniture, mattresses, and electronics with prices to fit any budget. See you at Woodruff Appliance and TV this season. Hardwood, engineered wood, wide plank, rough hewn, luxury vinyl, sheet vinyl, waterproof, built to last, laminate, wood tile. Is that a thing? Porcelain tile, ceramic tile, peel and stick? No, not here. No. Custom tile work. Now that's more like it. You're getting closer. Stain-proof, spill-proof, waterproof again. Wool blends, nylon, polyester, Berber shag. My brain hurts.
Overwhelmed? Not anymore. Come to Carpet City. Flooring experts will help you make sense of the clutter floating out there. Experts in flooring. What is what and what will work for you? Carpet City Flooring Center, Wisconsin's largest flooring store. Rhinelander, Minocqua, Eagle River.
Lakeland T-Bird Sports is on the air at 95.9 The Island and online at WMQA.com. T-Bird Sports is brought to you by
Nicolay National Bank, Leisure City, Wildberry Market, Bolger Funeral Home, Marthaler Chevrolet, Carpet City, Northwoods Nerds, Culver's of Minocqua, Craig Farrell, your State Farm agent in Minocqua, Woodruff Appliance, Bad Bones Barbecue, and Triggs Grocery Store.
Now, with all the play-by-play action, here's the voice of Lakeland T-Bird Sports, Matt Thompson.
It's 59 degrees as we get set to play football here in Minocqua tonight. Thanks to all of you for joining us, both on our 95.9 The Island radio stream on WMQA.com and also the Lakeland Union High School Meteor Productions crew, led by Mr. Ethan Yockey tonight, Dominic Wilde, Jordan Diver, and Cody Harris helping out Mr. Yockey tonight, bringing you all of the action video-wise. We're so excited you joined us. Wherever you may be, we are excited to have you here tonight. These two teams winless coming in. Merrill 0-4 and Lakeland 0-4. Both teams struggled last week. Merrill lost to Antigo 28-0, while Lakeland dropped one to Medford 50-14. Now, Lakeland was in the same position last year. You folks remember they were 0-4. Before entering the game against Merrill. Next thing you know, Lakeland ripped off 5 straight wins, ended up playoff bound. Can they emulate that success once again here tonight? The T-Birds in their home black uniforms, gray trim, gray numbers, black helmets. The Merrill Blue Jays in their all white uniforms with blue numbers. So they have white helmets, white pants, and blue numbers. Battle of the Birds here tonight, T-Birds and Blue Jays. So the T-Birds will receive. And as you hear that in the background, that lets me know that the clock tower in downtown Minocqua is at the top of the hour. So it gives me an opportunity to let you know you are listening to Lakeland T-Bird football on 95.9 The Island, WMQA, Minocqua. Save the clock tower, as my broadcast partner in basketball, Doc McGill, always says. Big Back to the Future fans. We are, that's for sure. Looking forward to this ball game here tonight. Yeah, these teams are winless, but both of them have played well at times. And we'll see who gets their first victory of the year here tonight. The Merrill Blue Jays have the football teed up, and we are getting set to kick off. This is Clayton Evans, I believe, kicking this one off. It's a high, short kick, picked up at the 30-yard line by Michael Schettino, crosses the 35 up to about the 37-yard line, where the T-Birds will begin 1st and 10. And out comes quarterback for the Thunderbirds this year, and he's had himself a pretty decent year to this point. Of course, we're talking about Court Meyer. 27 of 48 for 215 yards, a touchdown and an interception. He's been even more impressive with his legs. 240 yards, 241 yards rushing for the Thunderbirds. Ball is placed on the far hash. T-Birds will be going right to left on your radio dial as we see it here at Incredible Bank Field. T-Birds come out with 3 wide receivers. I beg your pardon, that's 4 wide, 2 on each side. Man in motion from the far side to the near side. Jet sweep on the handoff, goes to Noah Bruckner. Crosses the 40 to the 45, inside Merrill territory to the 35-30. Having trouble bringing him down, they finally do at the 27-yard line. Great start for the Lakeland Thunderbirds on a jet sweep to Noah Bruckner. 35-yard run for Noah Bruckner on the opening play of the football game offensively. And Lakeland is inside Merrill territory down to the 27. Just underway here in Minocqua. T-Birds on their opening drive. Picked off a 35-yard run on that opening play. Court Meyer takes the snap, keeps it himself. He's rolling right inside the 25 to the 20 and knocked out of bounds. A late flag comes. Down to about the 17-yard line. We will await the call. It's a 10-yard run as it stands right now, right at the line of scrimmage. This one looks like it's going to go against the Blue Jays. Waiting for the call from the umpire as he comes to tell this side it's a personal foul horse collar against Merrill. So the first penalty of the game goes against the Blue Jays. That's going to mark it inside the 10. It'll be first and goal for the Thunderbirds, but credit Court Meyer with a 10-yard run. Lakeland comes to the line of scrimmage. 11:22 left to play, opening quarter. T-Birds on their opening drive, just 2 plays inside the 10-yard line. Bruckner in motion from the far side to the near side. Low snap picked up by Meyer, given to Noah Bruckner. Goes to the left side, and he's taken down inside the 5 to about the 4. So give him 4 yards. It'll be second and goal. Noah Bruckner with 216 yards rushing coming in. 2 carries for 39 yards already here tonight. That Merrill defense did a fantastic job against a Medford team we saw last week, holding them to 12 points. They put up 50 against the T-Birds. T-Birds come to the line. They've got 2 wide to the right, 2 to the left. The lone running back is Leonard Chosa. Court Meyer is going to keep this one himself. He's going to be stopped at the line of scrimmage. Looks like he may have even lost a yard. Back to the 5-yard line. It'll be third and goal. So nice job by Merrill. The pressure there. Meyer tried to get outside, but just couldn't get it done. It'll be third and goal from the 5. Haken Berkland in from the sideline with the play. That Merrill defensive line of Brody Lang, Russell Gritzmacher, Michael Plautz, Carson Brooks did a nice job containing on that one. Lakeland goes 4 wide. They spread the field on 3rd and 5. Leonard Chosa, the fullback. Bruckner in motion. Jet sweep again, takes the handoff, and he is going to be met for a loss in the backfield. Back to the 11-yard line. That's a loss of 6. It's going to bring up 4th and goal. So the Merrill defensive line again getting pressure. T-Birds not able to contain on that left side. It's going to bring up 4th and goal from the 11, and the T-Birds look like they're going to go for it. Come to the line quickly. They go 2 wide to the right with Skubal and Haling. 2 to the left with Berkland and Bruckner. Chosa, the fullback, back to pass is Court Meyer. Looking right, now looking left. Now he's going to throw it into the back of the end zone. Tipped away. It was intended for Haling. So the T-Birds turn it over on downs. Nice job by the Merrill defense. Coming up with a stop, but the T-Birds pin Merrill back deep in their own territory. Unfortunately, Lakeland couldn't come away with points after a great start. Had 42 yards rushing on that opening drive. But here come the Merrill Blue Jays. They've got it 1st and 10 now at their own 11-yard line. And out comes quarterback Jacob Smeltzer. Halfback is E.J. Wykes. Smelter takes the snap, handoff goes to Wykes, and he's got some room to run, cuts it back inside, up on his feet, still crosses the 25, up to the 30-yard line. 19-yard run for E.J. Wykes on his first opening run, and it's a first down for the Blue Jays. T-Bird defense, after giving up so many points last week, going to try to do everything they can to slow down this Merrill offense tonight. It's 1st and 10. They go 2 wide, 1 to the right, and E.J. Wykes takes the handoff. This time, nothing doing by the left side of that T-Bird defense. Great job on the stop. Looks like Leonard Chosa was the first man in to knock Wykes down. Do they give him a yard on the play? Looks like they gave him 1, so the ball up to the 31-yard line. 2 carries for 20 yards for E.J. Wykes, second down and long. Ball's on the near hash. Merrill going left to right as we see it here high above Incredible Bank Field. And Schmelter takes a high snap. He's just going to keep it roll to his left. Talon Hailing with a shoulder tackle. Knocks him down and back right at the line of scrimmage. No, they're going to say he lost a yard. So great job by Talon Hailing to knock down Schmelter, who was rolling to his left. Rushed for 28 yards so far this year. Make it 29 after that one. I beg your pardon, that's a loss of 1. So make it 27 on the year for Schmelter. First quarter, 8 minutes and counting. No score. T-Birds turned it over on downs on their opening possession. Merrill has a 3rd and 10 now from their own 30-yard line. Ball on the far hash, going left to right. Man in motion, and now we get a flag. This one's going to be, it looks like, a false start against the Merrill Blue Jays. No, I beg your pardon. It's an offsides call against Lakeland. So each side with 1 penalty. So that turns a 3rd and 10 into a 3rd and 5. Merrill comes out with wide receiver, split out wide to the right. That is Ivan Amador. And Schmelter hands this one off to E.J. Wykes, and he is met right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. A host of T-Birds in on that one. About 4 T-Birds found their way to E.J. Wykes. No gain on the play. Maybe even a loss of 1. They're going to call it a loss of 1, so it's going to bring up 4th down. Brody Lang is the punter for Merrill, and he's standing right now at about his own 23, 22-yard line. T-Birds have Talon Hailing and Logan Gray back deep, getting ready to receive this punt. Snap is back. It's a good one. Kick is away. This one's going to be taken by Gray at about the 33-yard line. Gray crosses the 40 up to the 45. He's taken down at around the 47-yard line. So the T-Birds will get the football back in pretty decent field position. We'd like to thank our sponsors of Lakeland football this season. Nicolay National Bank, real people having real conversations towards success. Nicolay National Bank. And Wildberry Market understands when it comes to health food matters. Wildberry Market. So the T-Birds' second drive officially begins at their own 47-yard line. In good field position. They go 4 wide, spread the field once again. Court Meyer in the shotgun. Bruckner in motion from the near side to the far side. Now he goes into the backfield, takes the handoff, goes right up the middle, gets through to about the 50 before he's tackled. 3 yards on the carry for Noah Bruckner. Brings up 2nd down and 7. 4 carries so far for Bruckner, 36 yards. And a 35-yard run on the first touch of the ball game. 6:20 and counting, opening quarter. No score between Lakeland and Merrill. T-Birds got it down to the 11-yard line on their opening drive. 2nd down and 7. T-Birds go 2 wide, 2 in the backfield. Tight end to the left. Handoff goes to Bruckner on a sweep left. And he is met by Wykes at the 47 inside Merrill territory down to the 46. About 4 yards on that carry as well. Possibly 5. Brings up 3rd down and short. We'll give him 5. It's 41 yards now on the ground in the opening quarter here for Noah Bruckner. Talon Hailing comes in with the play from the sideline for the T-Birds. 5:36 left to play, opening quarter and counting. No score. T-Birds have a 3rd and 2. Ball is now at the Merrill 45-yard line. 2 wide receivers for the Thunderbirds. Court Meyer takes the handoff, I should say the snap, and runs it right up the middle. He's got the first down inside the 40 to about the 38-yard line. 7-yard carry for Court Meyer. Lakeland loves the way that kid runs. He's got strong legs, good moves, as dangerous as a running back. And as we know, Court can fire the ball as well. T-Birds get a new set of downs inside Merrill territory at the 38-yard line. 1st and 10, just underway here in Minocqua. It's a cloudy night. Can't even see the sky here tonight, but it's a nice night. 59 degrees at kickoff. 1st and 10 for the T-Birds. Bruckner in motion. Behind the line of scrimmage, Court Meyer takes a low snap, picks it up, rolls to his left, makes one-man miss, two-man miss all the way down to the 30-yard line. Good running by Court Meyer. Boy, he was dancing around like Richard Simmons there, got to the 30-yard line, 8-yard carry for Court Meyer. Brings up second down and short. Merrill 0-4 coming into this football game. T-Birds 0-4 as well. One of these teams will get a victory here tonight. T-Birds go two wide, two running backs. The handoff goes to Noah Bruckner on a sweep to the right. He's got some room inside the 25, 20, down to the 15-yard line, taken out of bounds inside the 15. That's about a 15-yard run for Noah Bruckner. They're going to give him a couple of extras, so a 17-yard run for Noah Bruckner. Boy, he's had a 17-yard run, a 35er, a 5, a 4, and a 3, but he also had a -6, so he's at 58 yards on 6 carries in the first quarter of this football game. Down to the 13-yard line. 3:55 left to play, opening quarter. T-Birds on their second drive inside the red zone for the second time as well. Hockenberkland splits out wide to the left, Logan Gray to the right. And now Bruckner's in motion. They've got two wide to the right. Handoff goes to Leonard Chosa. Right up the middle, makes one man miss inside the 5, pushed down to about the 2-yard line. They're going to give him the 3, a 10-yard run for the bowling ball, Leonard Chosa. And the T-Birds have it first and goal at the 3-yard line. See if the T-Birds can punch one in. Scored a couple of touchdowns last week. They had just one touchdown in their first 12 quarters. Scored 2 last week. See if they can get on the board here with a touchdown in this opening quarter. Lakeland splits out one wide to the left, one to the right. Court Meyer in the shotgun. Leonard Chosa to his left. Noah Bruckner takes the handoff at tailback, runs it right up the middle. He's at the goal line, down at the 1. They're going to give him 2 yards on the carry. It'll bring up second and goal. Lakeland trying to punch one in here to open this football game, or at least here in the first quarter. Evan Zock to the sideline to get the play. Brings it into Court Meyer. See what the T-Birds do here. Does Meyer just keep this one himself? Rushing so far this year, he's got 2 touchdowns. Meyer in the shotgun. He is going to keep it himself. Runs it into the end zone untouched. Touchdown, T-Birds. Lakeland is on the board with a 1-yard TD run. And it's 6-0 Lakeland. That Court Meyer took that snap in the shotgun, ran it right up the middle, and that offensive line gave him a lot of room right up the gut. Zane Amershek, Colt Johnson, Lucas Coplin opened up a nice hole for Court Meyer, who scores his 3rd touchdown run of the year. And Lakeland leads it 6-0. And now the T-Birds will go for 2 right up the middle. It looked like they were set up to kick it, and instead they run it right up the middle for the 2-point conversion with Leonard Chosa. So Leonard Chosa, the recipient of that 2-point conversion, and Lakeland leads it 8-0 with 2:41 to play here in the opening quarter. We're going to step aside, take a 1-minute break. We'll come back with the kickoff after this. You're listening to Lakeland T-Bird football on 95.9 The Island.
95.9 The Island.
There's just one place where students are students first, and athletics are played with purpose and perspective. That place is your local high school. High school sports offer more than the joy of competition. Studies show that student athletes in Wisconsin are also likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in other areas of their lives, including academics. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education. This message presented by the Wisconsin Interscholastic Athletic Association and the Wisconsin Athletic Directors Association.
American Top 40.
This week is from September 17th, 1983. That's when Taco was putting on the Ritz. Talking Heads were burning down the house. And Men Without Hats did the safety dance. You'll hear those songs, all the top 40 hits, and the long-distance dedications from September 17th, 1983, right here on Casey Kasem's American Top 40, the 80s.
It's American Top 40, the 80s with Casey Kasem. Sunday mornings at 8 on 95.9 The Island.
95.9 The Island.
Lakeland leads at 8-0 as the kickoff from McCoy Holmquist goes to the far side at about the 25-yard line, and Merrill brings it up to the 30, which is where they will begin 1st and 10. Lakeland getting on the board in their second drive. Carson Wellner was the one who returned that football up to the 30-yard line, so Merrill will begin 1st and 10 at their own 30. T-Birds with an 8-0 lead late in the first quarter now. 2:34 left to play. Pro-style formation for Medford, running it right up the gut. Not much doing there. Maybe getting back to the original line of scrimmage. Let's see if that was Wykes again on the handoff. No, this time it was not Wykes. It was actually Caden Heinrich. No score. Henrik on the carry. I should say no yards gained on that one. Lakeland leads at 8-0. If you joined us late after your fish fry this evening, hopefully you went to our sponsor Culver's of Minocqua for that one. 2nd and 10. Handoff goes again right up to Henrik up the middle. Maybe 2 yards on the carry. Up to the 32-yard line. And it looks like we have an injured player on the field for the Merrill Blue Jays. So the officials have called a timeout, and Lakeland athletic trainer Zach Furtek from Aspirus Northland Orthopedics out there checking out the injured player. Well, we'll be with you again next week. Our first trip down to Antigo this season. One and only trip for football. We're there every year for basketball as well, but football-wise, the T-Birds will be down in Antigo at Schofield Stadium next week. Game number 6 of the season. We'll have the pregame at 6:45 and the kickoff at 7 o'clock from Schofield Stadium. Always fun to visit Antigo. T-Birds have had some pretty good success at Schofield Stadium. Of course, Antigo tonight playing in the big Bell game. Gene Shepherd's Bell, easy for me to say, against Rhinelander tonight. The Hodags 4-0 coming into tonight's action. They're off to a good start after winning just one game last season. Well, the injured player on the far side does get up and walk off under his own power, so that's great to see. It was Noah Klug, the injured player, was able to walk off, and now he takes a knee on the far side. So the T-Birds leading 8-0 here at Incredible Bank Field. We're late in the first quarter, 1:47 left to play. T-Birds scored on a 1-yard TD run by the quarterback Court Meyer. 2-point conversion by Leonard Chosa gave them an 8-0 lead. Noah Klug has been replaced, and Merrill will come to the line for a 3rd and 8 play. 8-0, T-Birds leading, 1:44 and counting left to play here in the opening quarter. They split out Ivan Amador wide to the right, receiver to the left as well. The quarterback is Schmelzer, Jacob Schmelzer. Claps puts his man in motion, looking right, rolling right. He's got a lot of time to throw the football. He wants to go, and he tries to get it to the 40-yard line, incomplete. And I believe that one was intended for Aiden Lonsdorf. It was incomplete. So it's going to bring up 4th down. So the T-Bird defense so far doing a nice job holding Merrill to 20 yards here in the opening quarter. And the Blue Jays are going to have to punt back deep for the T-Birds. Talon Haling and Logan Gray. Gray standing at about his own 32-yard line, Haling at the 35. Getting set to punt the football away, the Merrill Blue Jays. It's 4th and 8 officially. Snap is back, and it's a high kick. This one's going to be taken at the 44-yard line by Logan Gray. He's knocked out of bounds. At about the 50, there is a flag. It looks like the official picked it up quickly. I think he was trying to throw down the bag where the ball was caught, and instead he threw down his flag, but they are conversing on the far side. The official picked up the flag immediately after throwing it down. But there are Some officials conversing on the far side. And we'll wait and see what this one's all about. If it stands right now, the ball's at midfield. And there is a penalty. They're going to back this one up. Either it's a penalty or they're saying he went out of bounds. Now the flag is on the far side. And this one's going to go against the Thunderbirds, and it's going to back them up to the 36-yard line. That's 2 penalties for the Thunderbirds. They played a pretty penalty-free game last week. Didn't turn the football over. So Lakeland will begin 1st and 10 at their own 36 with an 8-0 lead with 1:15 to play. Bruckner in motion from the near side of the far side. Goes in the backfield, slips, takes the handoff, and he's met right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play for Noah Bruckner. Nice play by Corbin Brown to knock him down at the line of scrimmage. 2nd down and 10 for the Thunderbirds. Yeah, he slipped when he went back to grab that football and was unable to get enough head of steam going. So no gain on the play for Noah Bruckner, who came in with 216 yards rushing. He's got 60 in the opening quarter here tonight. 276 yards rushing. So 2nd down and 10 for the Thunderbirds, who go 4 wide. They spread the field. Quick pass out to the right for McCoy. Holmquist incomplete. I think McCoy was trying to catch that one without his body, and it went right through his hands. Going to bring up 3rd down and 10. Courtmeyer 0 of 2 after that incompletion. Berkland and Haling in from the sideline. Evan Zock running off. T-Birds have a 3rd and 10 at their own 36-yard line. It's 8-0 T-Birds with 30 seconds left in the opening quarter. And Berkland's going to split out wide to the left along with Talon Haling. Lakeland goes 2 wide to the right as well. In the shotgun is Courtmeyer on 3rd and 10, looking left, throwing left, and this one's intercepted by Merrill. Intercepted right into the hands of Aiden Lonsdorf. And Merrill gets the pick. T-Birds turn it over. He was looking left the whole time, Courtmeyer was, and Lonsdorf stepped right in front of the pass, picked it off, and Merrill's got excellent field position. So Merrill will have the football at the Lakeland 34-yard line. Their best field position of the night. Ball is going to be on the near hash. Merrill comes to the line, and they go 1 wide to the right, tight end to the right as well. 2 running backs flanking the quarterback. Schmelzer, and this one's handed off to E.J. Wykes, and he is tackled in the backfield for a loss. A loss on the play. Great job by the T-Bird defense. Coming up with a nice stop was Tyrone Moore. 5-yard loss on the play. 2nd down and 15 when we come back in the second quarter. That's it for the first quarter of play. The T-Birds lead Merrill 8-0. We'll be back with the second quarter after this. You're listening to Lakeland Football on 95.9 The Island.
95.9 The Island.
Hey, I'm Dan Lundquist.
And I'm Neil Borden.
Together, we're the Northwoods Nerds, servicing the Lakeland area with fast, reliable in-home computer support and repairs.
No matter how big the job is, we never lose track of our humble beginnings. Our T-Bird roots run deep.
From interns to full-time IT staff, our computer support careers began right here at LUHS.
We're experienced, local, and proud T-Birds alumni. So next time you got a tech problem, remember that you just might need a nerd.
Go T-Birds!
95.9 The Island.
We'd like to thank our sponsors of Lakeland football this season. Leisure City, your backyard headquarters of the Northwoods and proud supporters of the T-Birds athletic department. And Marthaler Chevy. At Marthaler Chevy, they don't just sell you a vehicle, they provide an excellent experience of the purchase and ownership of your next vehicle. Marthaler Chevy. Lakeland leads it here 8-0. We're in the second quarter. Merrill just picked off a pass of Courtmeyer, and They had a negative 5-yard run, so when we come back to action here, the teams are running onto the field now. It'll be 2nd down and 15 for the Blue Jays at the Lakeland 39-yard line. Again, thanks to you joining us on the radio side on 95.9 The Island and WMQA.com, and those of you as well watching on the Lakeland Union High School Media Productions broadcast. We appreciate you taking part. High snap is brought down in the backfield. Boy, every little bit of Jacob Schmelzer needed to jump as high as he could to bring that one down. He's 6'1", but that snap was Giannis Antetokounmpo tall. That ball is backed up now to the 47-yard line. That's a loss of 8. Yeah, that was a high snap, and Schmelzer just had to jump as high as he possibly could to bring that one down. He was able to and fall on it. T-Birds were converging quickly. It's going to bring up 3rd and long now. It was already 3rd and long. Now it's 3rd and 22. That's a loss for Schmelzer on the play as well. So on 3rd and 22, faking the handoff is Schmelzer. He's got pressure, and he's going to be sacked in the backfield. Beautiful job by that T-Bird defensive line, busting through and knocking Schmelzer down. I believe that was Haken Berkland who got to him first. And it's going to be a punt for the Merrill Blue Jays. Boy, Merrill had excellent field position. They began that drive at the Lakeland 34-yard line. They are now punting from their own 42. So they lost a ton of yards. Here comes the punt for the Merrill Blue Jays. It's a low line driver, falls at around the 38-yard line, picked up by Logan Gray. He's going to run it up the left-hand side, up across the 45 to the 49-yard line. Did he get to midfield, or are they going to mark him down at around the 48? It looks like. So the T-Bird defense holding. Fantastic job by this Lakeland defense, and the special teams unit now giving them good field position at their own 48-yard line. Lakeland's begun on their own 38, their own 47-yard line, their own 36, and now their own 48-yard line. We're in the second quarter. Lakeland leading 8-0 on a 1-yard TD run from Court Meyer in the opening quarter on their second possession. Low snap. Picks it up, Meyer does, gives it to Noah Bruckner. He's got some room to run on the left-hand side, and clear sailing down the left sideline. 52-yard touchdown run, Noah Bruckner. Lakeland tacks on 6 more, and the T-Birds lead it 14-0. That was a low snap. Hammerscheck back to Court Meyer. He picked it up off the ground, handed it to Noah Bruckner. He just took off down the left side. Great job by the left side of that offensive line for the T-Birds. The right side of that Merrill defense couldn't contain. And 52 yards later, Noah Bruckner with the touchdown. T-Birds set up for the extra point, and we're going to get a false start, I believe, called against the T-Birds. Looked like the T-Birds had jumped on their side there. That's the 3rd penalty. And so the T-Birds will back it up 5 yards. Let's see if they go for that extra point once again. Leonard Chosa, the holder, McCoy Holmquist will attempt the extra point. This will now be a 25-yard extra point, as Chosa will set himself up. Now he's running back to the front of the line, and now back. He's down on his knee at the 15-yard line. The snap is back, the kick is up. It's long enough and good. The extra point gives the T-Birds a 15-0 lead here in the second quarter. Lakeland just scored on a 52-yard TD run by Noah Bruckner. How about that kid, folks? So far in the first 14 minutes of this football game, he's over the century mark. 112 yards rushing. So Lakeland leads it 15-0. Boy, this is pretty darn similar to what happened last year when the T-Birds really struggled in their first 4 games. and then went into Merrill last year and just crushed the Blue Jays. This year, T-Birds really struggled in their first 4 games, and they've scored the first 2 touchdowns here this evening in Minocqua to lead it 15-0. 10-12 left to play in the second quarter. It's youth night, so all the youth football players were greeting the Lakeland players onto the field here tonight. Always love to see the youth football players. Great programs here. Lac de Flambeau, Arbor Vita, MHLT. Always good to see the youngsters. Future T-Birds, folks, here tonight. McCoy Holmquist has the football teed up at the 40-yard line. They will be kicking left to right as we see it here. This is a short little pooch kick that's taken at the 20-yard line by the Blue Jays and marching it back up to the 30-yard line, it looks like, was Chase Olson, the sophomore. So Merrill will begin 1st and 10 now at their own 30-yard line. Coming up at halftime, we'll get you caught up on as much action around the Northwoods as we possibly can, and a lot of Lakeland action this week as well. Got a lot of scores that came in this week that we'll fill you in on. A lot of T-Bird sports doing pretty good this year, folks. 10:06 remaining here in the second quarter. Lakeland on defense leading 15-0. The handoff is a fumble, and it looked like Schmelzer had to go down to one knee to pick it up. He tried to run to his left, but they're saying he was down. So a loss of 1 on the play. 2nd down and 11. Yeah, that was a low snap that Schmelzer had to pick up, but he went down to a knee to do so. And in the high school game, when you go down to one knee, you're down. So it brings up 2nd down and 11. Merrill splits out one wide to the left. They go heavy on the right-hand side. High snap, brought down. Handoff goes to E.J. Wykes, and he is met at the line of scrimmage, but able to go forward after breaking 1 tackle, gains a couple. And it's going to bring up 3rd down and 9, excuse me. So a couple of yards on the run for E.J. Wykes. T-Birds pitching a shutout here so far in the first quarter in 3 minutes. And Merrill's going to split out 2 wide to the right, 1 to the left on this 3rd and 9 play. Schmelzer has 2 running backs flanking him on each side in this pro formation. Back to pass, rolling to his right. He's going to try to cut the corner. Now he's going to throw this one, and it's knocked away at the 45-yard line. Callan Haling on the coverage. And on the far side, trying to see who it was intended for. I believe it was Aiden Lonsdorf. Either way, incomplete. And Merrill's going to have to punt. T-Birds coming out pretty strong here tonight against this Blue Jay team. Again, when you look at these scores, common opponents are one thing, but Medford is a darn good football team. And Merrill stuck with them the entire game. They lost 12-0. Lakeland lost to them last week by 5 touchdowns. Here comes the punt from the Blue Jays. It's a low kick landing at about the 44-yard line. Logan Gray is going to pick this one up at his 36. He's going to roll to his left. He's got some room to run, crosses the 45, and he's caught from behind. Whoa, what a great tackle on the far side. Logan Gray had a lot of room to run, but an excellent tackle on that far side. I believe that was Lonsdorf who caught him from behind. And Logan Gray is a tough one to catch from behind. But again, good field position for the T-Birds. They're going to begin 1st and 10 at their own 48-yard line. Lakeland back out on offense, and they're going to split out Tyson Scooball, it looks like, wide to the right. That Hocken Berkland to the left. Handoff goes to Noah Bruckner right up the middle. He's met behind the line of scrimmage and loses a yard. Great job by Carson Brooks crashing through the line to stop Noah Bruckner's momentum. Knocked him back a yard for a loss of 1. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 11. 111 yards for Noah Bruckner here in the first half. So he got a 200-yard night in him. If he does, that's a Lakeland victory. As of now, T-Birds up by 2 touchdowns. It's 15-0 with 7:50 left to play in the second quarter. T-Birds with the football, going left to right. Ball at their own 47-yard line. Back to pass is Court Meyer. Looking in the middle of the field, incomplete. He wanted Haken Berkland, but the pass was a little bit behind him. Brings up third down. So far, I've got Court Meyer 0 of 3. And on the other side, I believe Schmelzer's 0 of 2. So I don't believe we've seen a completed pass here so far tonight. We're in the second quarter, 7:39 left to play. Matt Thompson with you at the press box, high above Incredible Bank Field. Scott King is our engineer at the station. Our LUHS Media Productions team, led by Mr. Ethan Yockey, with us tonight. Dominic Wilde, Jordan Diver, and Cody Harris. Back to pass is Court Meyer, and he is sacked all the way back to the 35-yard line. And the T-Birds are going to have to punt. What a nice job once again by Carson Brooks. He's been a stud on that defensive side for Merrill here tonight, forcing the T-Birds all the way back to their own 38-yard line. So after getting good field position, the T-Birds went backwards. T-Birds with some late personnel. Running onto the field as Isaac Olson comes in. It's 4th and 20 officially. And McCoy Holmquist backs up to his own 25-yard line. Snap is back. It's a good one. Nice kick by McCoy Holmquist all the way inside the 30. He's going to go out of bounds at around the 25. One of your best defenses is to keep the football away. And when you see a guy like E.J. Wykes back there who was awaiting that punt, you keep it away from him. And that's exactly what McCoy Holmquist did. So the T-Birds have to punt, or had to punt, I should say. Merrill begins 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. And both of these teams looking for their first victories of the year. And the T-Birds have the upper hand right now with a 15-0 lead, 6:44 left to play in the opening quarter. Double tight end Ivan Amador splits out wide to the left. This time the handoff goes on a little counter right up the middle. Good for the first down, about an 11 or 12-yard gain. And this one was run by Henrik. It's going to be a first down up to the 36-yard line. So an 11-yard run credited to Caden Henrik. It's his first double-digit run of the night. 3 carries for 13 yards. They have 19 yards rushing so far. On 1st and 10, we get a flag at the snap of the football. And let's see, the T-Bird defense is clapping, so this one looks to go against the Blue Jays. Here comes the call from the official. Still waiting for the call. And I beg your pardon, it looks like they're going to put this one against Lakeland. Okay. So as everyone started marching back, the call went against the Thunderbirds. That's 4 penalties on Lakeland by my count in the first half. So it's 1st and 5 for the Blue Jays. Jacob Schmelzer, quarterback. E.J. Wykes, halfback. Caden Henrik, running back. Ivan Amador, Isaac Clapper, your wide receivers. And they go 2 wide on this 1st and 5 play with 2 running backs flanking the quarterback, Jacob Schmelzer. T-Birds pitching a shutout on defense, leading 15-0. Back to pass is Schmelzer. Pumps once. This one's intercepted. It's intercepted by Michael Schettino. He's running the other way down the sideline. Touchdown, T-Birds. It's about a 45-yard interception return for a touchdown. Michael Schettino, but there is a flag on the field sitting right at the 30-yard line. Oh, man. Is this one coming back? The pass went right into Michael Schettino's hands. And this one's going to be a hold against the Lakeland. but they are giving them the interception and the possession. No score, but the T-Birds do get it back. So there was a penalty on the play for holding. So the play must have been called dead. Lakeland will get the football. Great field position once again, this time in Merrill territory at the 39-yard line. So the T-Birds get the turnover, and here they come on offense with a 15-0 lead. T-Birds go too wide. Handoff goes to Noah Bruckner. Sweep to the right. Gets inside the 35, cuts it inside to the 30, down to the 24-yard line. I should say the 29-yard line, call it the 28. That's an 11-yard run. Nice job by Noah Bruckner. Boy, he was going to be caught at about 6 or 7 yards, cut it right back, and busted it up for double digits. That's an 11-yard run to the 28-yard line. He's got 122 yards rushing, pounding the rock. Football, offensive line, and defensive line work, folks. You get those two things right, and you can get a lot right in football. Stoppage of play before this 1st and 10 call. And this is going to be a timeout called by the Blue Jays with 5:16 left. We'll keep it here. See if we can't get you caught up on some of the other action going on here tonight. In the Great Northern Conference, nice matchup tonight between Mosinee and Hayward. Mosinee is 3-1 overall, 2-0 in the Great Northern Conference. Hayward is 3-1 after suffering their first loss last week against Rhinelander. They're 1-1 in the GNC. As we mentioned the Bell game earlier, Rhinelander 4-0 this season, hosting Antigo. Antigo's 2-2. Rhinelander trying to get back Gene Shepard's Bell. The big Bell game. There's been 2 ties in that Bell game. So if you get 2 ties in a Bell game between Antigo and Rhinelander, who keeps the Bell? Or does it go somewhere halfway in between those 2 cities, like Elko or Summit Lake? You just bury that thing on Highway 45, somewhere in between Antigo and Rhinelander. It probably goes to the team that already had it, right? And the other game, Medford is at Ashland tonight. Medford 3-1 after beating Lakeland last week. Ashland 0-4, so 3 winless teams in the Great Northern Conference. 1st down and 10, 5:16 left to play. Handoff goes to Noah Bruckner right up the middle. He's got some room to run inside the 15 to the 10, down to the 5-yard line. Noah Bruckner, call it the 6. That's a 22-yard run. That T-Bird offensive line is producing some massive holes here tonight for the Thunderbirds. Lakeland has it 1st and goal. Got the football back after an interception by Michael Schettino. And now the T-Birds have it 1st and goal. They've got Leonard Chosa at fullback, Noah Bruckner, the tailback, and Bruckner takes the handoff. He's going to cut it outside to the left, trying to get into the end zone. Touchdown, T-Birds! A 6-yard TD run by Noah Bruckner, his 2nd of the night. And the Lakeland Thunderbirds lead it 21-0. The T-Bird offensive line on that left-hand side. Isaac Olson, Cole Johnson, they held the seam, and Bruckner did the rest untouched into the left corner of the end zone. Now the T-Birds will attempt the extra point, try to make it a 22-0 game. Lines are down, the snap is back, the kick is up, and this one is blocked. No good. So the T-Birds lead it 21-0 with 4:45 to play here in the 2nd quarter. We're going to step aside, take a break, come back with Merrill's possession for you after this. You're listening to Lakeland T-Bird football on 95.9 The Island.
95.9 The Island.
This is what matters. This is beyond X's and O's. This is the difference mutual respect makes. This is what character looks like. This is what defines us in Wisconsin. This is sportsmanship. School sports, it's not the outcome that matters most, but the way the games are played. This message presented by the Wisconsin Interscholastic Athletic Association and the Wisconsin Athletic Directors Association.
95.9 The Island.
We'd like to thank our sponsors of Lakeland football all season long. Northwoods Nerds. The founders of Northwoods Nerds have deep roots as proud T-Bird alumni and strong supporters of youth in the Lakeland community. Northwoods Nerds is your technical solution. And also Woodruff Appliance and TV. They've been scoring with customers throughout the Northwoods for over 80 years, since 1939. Woodruff Appliance and TV. T-Birds lead at 21-0 here in the second quarter with 4:45 left to play. McCoy Holmquist with the ball teed up at the 40-yard line. This is a long boot. It's going to be picked up at around the 15-yard line and cutting it up the left-hand side. Fumbles a football, and it goes out of bounds. Jace Olson was smacked at around the 30-yard line. The ball went out of bounds at around the 28. Merrill still hangs on to it, but the T-Birds with a big hit. So officially, they were going to give him the 28-yard line. Merrill, 1st and 10. So just as good a field position as the T-Birds have had. Merrill's been backed up. They started at their own 11, their own 30. They did start at the Lakeland 34, but were way backed up. This one starts at their own 28-yard line, and they're going to go 3 wide. 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Schmelzer in the shotgun, looking right, throwing right. This one's caught by E.J. Whites, and he's taken down at around the 31-yard line. Short gain on the play for 3 yards. Brings up 2nd down and 7. That's the first complete pass of the game for either side. And coming into this one, Wykes with 4 catches for 64 yards. The only touchdown on the season for Merrill was scored on a run by Caden Henrik. It's a good-looking runner, folks. But he's been shut down here tonight. 3 carries for 13 yards. Back to pass is Schmelzer on 2nd down and 7. Looking right, rolling right. He's going to throw this one out of bounds. Late flag coming in from the back judge. That typically goes in the area of defensive holding. Ball was thrown out of bounds, and the flag is sitting right at the 40-yard line. But let's see what the call is. I've been wrong on several of them so far here tonight. So far, I've got Lakeland with 4 penalties, Merrill with just 1. And this is going to be a hold against the T-Bird defense. So Lakeland with 5 penalties after that defensive hold in the backfield. Let's see if we can't get you an update in between the action here. Looking for a score from the Bell game. And Antigo leads Rhinelander, it looks like, 14-0 in the Bell game. That's a score that kind of shocks me, folks. On 1st down and 10, the handoff in the backfield. This one goes to Henrik, and he is met behind the line of scrimmage by Leonard Chosa. Loss on the play of about 3. Declan McQuaid in on the tackle as well. Chosa and McQuaid locking him down. Henrik had no place to go. Loss of 4 on the play. Brings up 2nd down and 14. A lot of losses on runs for the Merrill Blue Jays here tonight. They go 4 wide. On 2nd down and 14, back to pass is Schmelzer. Throws one up. This one's going to be incomplete. Nearly picked off by Talon Hailing. It was intended for Ivan Amador. Yeah, that one was a bit of a duck throw. Ball was wobbly all over the place, and Talon Hailing nearly came up with the pick. I think Amador just simply had to knock it away from him to keep it from being intercepted. We have had 1 interception here tonight so far. And we get a timeout called by the Merrill Blue Jays. That's their 2nd timeout. T-Birds leading 21-0 with 3:08 to play in the second quarter. As we mentioned, a lot of action going on as well. There's also a lot of fun going on. The Walk to End Alzheimer's is coming up tomorrow morning at the Hodag Dome in Rhinelander. It'll all get away around 8:30 a.m. Now, if you haven't registered yet, folks, you can still register tomorrow morning at the Dome. Just do it in person. Stop out and help raise money for a great cause. The Walk to End Alzheimer's. And also coming up this weekend with Casey Kasem's American Top 40, the 80s. Casey takes you back to September 17th, 1983. Tune it in Sunday morning at 8. And as I hear the music over the PA here in the background, they're playing Crazy Train from Ozzy Osbourne. That had to be right around that time, right, folks? 1983, 82? Somewhere around there. I saw Ozzy live at Alpine Valley. And I thought he was going to retire then. Can anyone guess who opened up for Ozzy back then? It was 1986, I believe I saw Ozzy Osbourne. Metallica opened up for Ozzy Osbourne. So on 3rd down and 13 after the timeout by the Blue Jays, they go 4 wide, and rolling to his right is Schmelter. Now he's going to tuck it and run. He crosses the 40 up to the 45, flag thrown. He crosses midfield and into Lakeland territory. It looked like he got the first down on 3rd and 13, but there is a flag in the defensive backfield. So as it stands right now, it'd be a 15-yard run for Schmelter in Lakeland territory, and this one's going to be picked up. So the flag is waved off, and Schmelter carries the football for 15 yards and a first down on 3rd and 13. Boy, you thought he was going to throw that football, but Schmelter, nice job finding a seam on the right-hand side, running up on the right side. Ball was on the far hash and got the first down for the Blue Jays. So Merrill is in motion moving the football. Now inside Lakeland territory at the 47-yard line. 1st and 10. They go 4 wide once again. Back to pass is Schmelter, and this one is knocked down at the line of scrimmage. Getting a paw on that one was Grayson Allen. Allen saw that one coming, knocked it down, so it's incomplete. Brings up 2nd down and 10. Now the Lakeland soccer team playing extremely well. The tennis team, cross-country team, swimming took a little bit of a hit against Rhinelander, but they have been doing pretty good this year as well. 2:54 left to play here in the second quarter. T-Birds leading 21-0. 2nd down and 10 for the Blue Jays at the Lakeland 47-yard line. Going right to left as we see it here. And now we get another flag. This one looks like it could be a false start against the Blue Jays, and it is. So 2nd penalty against the Blue Jays. They've been pretty penalty-free here so far. That's going to back it up now back inside Merrill territory at the 48. 2nd and 15. Jacob Schmelter coming into this game 12 of 29 throwing the football for 117 yards. No touchdowns, 4 interceptions. So far here tonight, he's 1 of 5 for 3 yards with a pick. And now we get another flag. This one's way back in the defensive backfield. It's going to be a delay of game. That's going to back them up another 5 yards. So back-to-back penalties against the Blue Jays. And they're going backwards once again. Got inside Lakeland territory, and now they're going to come to the line quickly on 2nd down and 20. Clock still says 2:54 left to play here in the second quarter. 4 wide for the Blue Jays. Back to pass is Schmelter, looking right, throwing right. This one is going to be caught on the far side. But did he stay in bounds? The official says yes. Caught by E.J. Wykes. All the way down to the 32-yard line. 25-yard pitch and catch from Schmelter to E.J. Wykes. That's going to be a Blue Jay first down. And they get it back inside Lakeland territory. A little hurry-up offense now. Sticking with the same formation. 4 wide, tight end left. Back to pass is Schmelter. Rolling right, looking right. He's going to send this one out of bounds. Incomplete. This time, it was intended for Aiden Houghton. Brings up 2nd down. .240 left to play, second quarter. Clock stops. 21-zip. Lakeland leads. Merrill is driving down to the Lakeland 32. Low snap picked up by Schmelter. Rolling right. Pump fakes. Pump fakes again. Now he's going to throw this one back into the middle of the field. It's caught at the 29-yard line. Ooh, that was a dangerous pass, but it was caught. Let's see who came up with that football, because it was in a group of T-Birds as well. That was E.J. Wykes. So it's a short gain on the play. Down to about the 28-yard line. Give him 5. Wykes has been the recipient of all 3 receptions so far here tonight. So 3rd down and 6. Ball is at the Lakeland 28-yard line. 1:55 and counting, left to play in the half. Back to pass is Schmelzer. He's going to throw this one right down the middle of the field, and there's a lot of T-Birds there. Intercepted by Lakeland. Talon Haling comes up with the pick. 2 interceptions for the T-Birds here tonight, and they get the football back. Yeah, that one was thrown right into the middle of the field. There were a couple of Blue Jays there. There were a couple of T-Birds there. And it was number 21, Talon Haling, who came down with the football. And Lakeland gets it back. This defense is playing some football here tonight. Their own 8-yard line is where they will begin this drive. Their worst field position so far of the night, but they'll take it after that interception from Talon Haling. T-Birds have the football 1st and 10. Handoff goes right up the middle. Not much doing there. Maybe got back to the line of scrimmage. Was Bruckner. They're going to say he actually had a loss. So 2 interceptions so far tonight thrown by Jacob Schmelzer. He's got 6 on the year now. That was a loss of 2, by the way, for Noah Bruckner. Brings up 2nd down. T-Birds content with running some clock here. 1:15 and counting. We're in the 2nd quarter. 21-0 Lakeland. T-Birds come out with 3 wide receivers, 2 to the left, 1 to the right. Kortmeyer taking as much time as he can off the clock. The handoff on 2nd down and 12 goes to Noah Bruckner. He's rolling to his left, and he is met behind the line of scrimmage, or right at it once again. It's going to bring up 3rd down after a short gain of 1. Or no gain on the play. Let's see where the official spots that football. Looks like they're going to give him 1. So it's going to bring up 3rd down. But again, clock continues to roll. T-Birds happy to see it with a 3-touchdown lead. 28 seconds and counting. Get you caught up on all the Lakeland stats and scoring recap for you at the half. Tell you what's going on around the rest of high school football as well in our area. 16 seconds and counting. Kortmeyer going to take as much time off the clock as he can. Waits till that back judge starts putting his hand up. The snap goes to Meyer, and he's just going to run it right up the gut himself, up to about the 11-yard line, so a 5-yard run. And that is the way the half will come to an end. And it's a good one for the Thunderbirds, who score 3 touchdowns in the opening half to match the 3 touchdowns they've scored all season long. Lakeland leads at 21-0 at the half. Before we step aside and take a break, the clock tower in downtown Minocqua shows the top of the hour. Gives us an opportunity to let you know you are listening to Lakeland T-Bird football on 95.9 The Island, WMQA, Minocqua. Again, Lakeland leads at 21-0 over Merrill at the half. We're going to step aside, take a break. When we come back, we'll recap the first half scoring and stats for you after this. You're listening to Lakeland T-Bird football on 95.9 The Island.
95.9 The Island.
I'm feeling like I used to feel, walking slowly through the forest. Take my hand, let's make a deal. The world lies before us. Take my hand, let's wait some time. I don't mind. I'm doing like I used to do, walking on in these old choose. Now we could be anywhere. We're lost, but we're not scared. Though we could be anywhere, I don't care. I don't care. If you're ever all alone, I'd find my way back home. 'Cause you changed my life one day, walking through the woods to Sunday Lake. You changed my life one day, walking through the woods to Sunday Lake. I'm saying things I used to say. Let's put our heads together and turn around, it's getting late. The road goes on forever. Let's go back home and take a break. I can't wait. I can't wait. If you're ever all alone, I'd find my way back home. 'Cause you changed my life one day, walking through the woods to Sunday Lake. You changed my life one day, walking through the woods to Sunday Lake. And I want you to go where you wanna go, and I want you to see what you wanna see, and you wanna be all you can be, and that's alright with me. That's alright with me. When I find my way back home, you'll be the first to know. 'Cause you changed my life one day, walking through the woods to Sunday Lake. You changed my life one day, running through the woods behind Sunday Lake.
Merrill handling your auto, home, and life insurance, you'll have more time to handle everything else. More money, too. Because adding State Farm policies can earn discounts that could add up to 40% and actually help you get ahead. Call State Farm agent Craig Farrell in Minocqua today and get to a better state with State Farm. Discounts may vary state to state. Create the ultimate backyard this fall with Leisure City and their outdoor extravaganza event going on now. Hot tubs by Vita and Nordic are in stock and ready to bring relaxation in the comforts of your
Varsity sure got their butts kicked last night, huh?
Yeah, we sure did. Not like that's anything unusual, though.
Right. Hey, Katie. My parents aren't home Friday. You want to maybe hang out?
Sure, sounds fun.
Nice.
Are you Gary Thompson?
Yeah.
Will you come with me, please?
Okay.
Hey, Gary. Hi. So you were in close contact with someone who tested positive for COVID. So you're going to have to go home for 14 days. Do you have a ride that someone you can call to get a ride home?
Well, who was it?
I'm sorry, I can't tell you.
Fine, whatever. Just let me call my dad.
Due to a surge of positive cases of the novel coronavirus in our local school district, Lakeland Union High School, in-person learning has been suspended until further notice. In other news, many cats have climbed into a tree, and suddenly babies have decided to run up there and save them. However, when the babies were bringing the cats on the way back down from the tree, they decided...
Hey, everything all right?
Yeah, I'm fine. Are you sure? You used to hang out with us like every day after school, and all of a sudden you just like disappeared.
Actually, I'm not fine.
Well, how about we talk about it?
Warning signs of somebody who may be considering suicide are a sudden loss of interest in hobbies, putting things in order, talking about feeling worthless or a burden, and isolating. If you think somebody or you are struggling with depression, don't feel hesitant to reach out. And if you or somebody you know may commit suicide, call 1-800-273-TALK as soon as possible. And remember, it's never too late.
Lakeland Union High School media production stream, led by Mr. Ethan Yockey. Students Dominic Wilde, Jordan Diver, and Cody Harris assisting with the broadcast for you tonight. The kickoff goes to about the 20-yard line, where it's picked up by Ivan Amador, and he's tackled it around the 31, 32-yard line. That's where Merrill will begin 1st and 10. I was taking a look at the basketball schedules. Got to start thinking about our November, December, January, February schedules. The girls basketball team went to state last year. And Lakeland is losing their biggest star to graduation. Of course, that is Juliana Ouimet, who is now playing college basketball at Division I Lehigh University in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. But her sister is still here, and her mother as well as the head coach. Handoff on the first play of the second half for the Merrill Blue Jays goes to E.J. Wykes. He falls forward for about a yard. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 9. And of course, when you talk about the Lakeland Thunderbirds, they also have Christina Ouimet, who's going to be a junior this year. So folks around the Great Northern Conference and the upper half of Wisconsin still going to have to deal with another Ouimet. Christina has committed to Lehigh University as well. Wanted to play with her sister, and now she's going to get a chance as she has committed to Lehigh. So both Ouimet sisters going to Lehigh. On 2nd down and 9, it's a sweep to the left. This one's taken by Caden Henrik, and he's crossed about the 35-yard line. They're going to give him 2. Brings up 3rd down and 7. Of course, Melissa Ouimet, the head coach of the Lakeland girls basketball team, back again. See if they can't make another run at state. Boy, that was a lot of fun last year. On the boys' side, Lakeland's going to have a new boys basketball coach. Jacob Jarvintsevu comes up from Tomahawk. Love Jacob and his style. It's going to be a lot of fun watching the Lakeland Thunderbirds grow that boys basketball program after many great years under head coach Rich Fortier. On 3rd down and 7, the quarterback Schmelzer takes it himself and rolls to his right, but he's knocked out of bounds for a loss back to the original line of scrimmage. So Jacob Schmelzer loses 2 yards, so they're going to say that it's 4th down and 9. Schmelzer running the football. He's got 3 yards on 5 carries. And the Blue Jays are going to have to punt. Back deep for the Thunderbirds, Logan Gray and Talon Haling. High snap and a low line drive kick. Boy, they're lucky to get that kick away. And this one's picked up right at the 37-yard line and busting it up forward for some good positive yards up to the 45. 2 late flags come in from the back of the play. I believe that was Haling who picked that football up and ran it up to about the 45-yard line, but there are 2 penalty flags down back at the 32-yard line. Way away from where the football went. The officials are conferring. Three of the officials have the football at the 46-yard line, and the other 2 officials are conferring not far from where the flags were thrown. There's 1 flag sitting at the 40-yard line in the middle of the field, just to the right wing of the T-Bird logo at midfield. Battle of the Birds here tonight. T-Birds against the Blue Jays. And Lakeland's winning the battle so far, 21-0. Just 10-11 left to play here in the 3rd quarter. So this one's going to go against Lakeland, and that's going to back them up. And here comes the call. It's going to be a hold against the Thunderbirds. And that one's declined, but there is a personal foul against the Thunderbirds as well. That one will be accepted, so the T-Birds will get the football backed up at about the 22-yard line. So for the Thunderbirds, I've got them with 6 penalties tonight. And Lakeland will begin 1st and 10, but they do have a 3-touchdown lead as they start this drive at their own 22-yard line. And they come out with 2 wide, 1 to the right, 1 to the left. I beg your pardon, that's 2 wide to the right, and the handoff goes to Noah Bruckner right up the middle. Busted up to about the 25-yard line, so a 3-yard gain for Bruckner brings up a 2nd down and 7. Bruckner has been the workhorse for the T-Birds tonight, 146 yards rushing. I might have to add another spot on our score sheet here tonight as he continues to rack up the yards. Logan Gray splits out wide to the right. Haken Berkland to the left. The handoff goes to Noah Bruckner on 2nd down and 7. Tries a sweep to the right. He's met right at the line of scrimmage, but falls forward to about the 28-yard line. So maybe another 3 yards. They're going to mark him back at the 27. So 2 yards on the play. And it's going to bring up 3rd down. Ball spotted on the near hash. Lakeland going left to right. Official timeout. As a Lakeland player came running off the field. That was Lucas Copland, who just returned tonight. They're also trying to work in some Aiden Allman here tonight as well. Nice to see Aiden Allman. He dislocated his kneecap early on in the season. I should say not even before the season started. They thought he might have been lost for the season, but he's been cleared to play. Big number 79, one of their best offensive and defensive linemen. They're just trying to work him back in, getting his first action here tonight. Back to pass is Court Meyer. His pass is complete on the left-hand side to McCoy Holmquist, and he pushes his way up to a first down. Boy, he was met behind the line of scrimmage, but he got himself up across the line of scrimmage and some up to the 35. 8 yards on the catch for McCoy Holmquist. And it's a first down for the Thunderbirds. That is the first complete pass of the night by my count for the Thunderbirds. Oh, he caught that ball at about the line of scrimmage on a short little pass to the left. And he just turned around. He was met right at the line of scrimmage, but was able to lower his shoulder and keep on moving. Good for 8 yards and a first down. 1st and 10 now for the Thunderbirds at their own 35, leading 21-0. We're in the 3rd quarter, 8:36 left to play. Pass to the right is short, intended for Haken Berkland. Berkland just did about a 3-yard run, turnaround stop, but that pass was a little bit short. Brings up 2nd down and 10. Court Meyer so far 1 of 6 for 8 yards and an interception. T-Birds leading 21-0. Crowd making some noise here tonight. The student section having a little fun out there. Cool evening, but boy, oh boy, it could be a lot worse. They've got a student who's doing some sit-ups, and the student section is counting them. You may be able to hear it on 2nd down and 10. Bruckner in motion, low snap. Court Meyer keeps this one himself. He's going to try to run outside to the right. Makes one man miss, crosses the 40 up to about the 41-yard line. And the T-Birds are going to have a 2nd down and 5. And they're going to give him 6, so 3rd and 4. Okay, they're definitely going to back him up. 1 yard, so 5-yard run for Court Meyer. He's got 34 yards on 6 carries. Now we've got some jumping jacks going on. Boy, the energy these youngsters have nowadays, right, folks? I do 10 sit-ups and 10 jumping jacks, and I'm on the couch for the rest of the weekend. We get a stoppage of play from the far side, and it looks like we might have a timeout. And we do. It's a timeout from the Merrill Blue Jays, so they're first of the half. Lucas Copland, by the way, came running back on, so good to see him back at it. We're going to keep it here. 8:24 left to play in the 3rd quarter. T-Birds leading Merrill 21-0. Let's see if we can't get another update for you from some of the other games going on in the area. Bear with me while I do a little searching. And so far, the last score I had was 21-0 Antigo over Rhinelander, and that is still the last score I have. And it's also the same score from Merrill, I should say Medford and Ashland. Medford leading Ashland 40-0. So the top 2 teams in the conference, Mosinee and Medford, still hanging pretty tough. Again, no update from the Mosinee-Hayward game. Looking forward to seeing how that one turns out as well. We'll also see if we can't get an update from the Brewers for you as well. Bottom of the 5th. Nationals leading Milwaukee 3-0. So after the Merrill timeout, T-Birds come back now with a 3rd and 5. Ball on the near hash at their own 40-yard line. Need to get up to the 45 for a first down. They split Hawk and Birkin wide to the right. 2 wide receivers to the left. They actually have McCoy Holmquist, the tight end, as well. Quick pass out to the left. And this one's nearly intercepted, but caught by Hawk and Birkland at the 47-yard line. Boy, that one should have been intercepted. But it turned out to be a good play for the Thunderbirds. A 7-yard pitch and catch on 3rd and 5, and it's good for a first down. Birkland with his 5th catch of the season, first tonight. Oh, that one went right through the hands of a Merrill defender and into the hands of Hawk and Birkland. T-Birds dodged a bullet there, folks. Now it's 1st and 10. They go 3 wide, 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Handoff goes to Noah Bruckner right up the middle. Bust through the line inside Merrill territory down to the 44-yard line. 9-yard run for Noah Bruckner. 17th carry of the night. He's got 157 yards rushing. What a great job by Noah Bruckner in that offensive line here tonight. So 2nd down and 1 after that 9-yard run. T-Birds leading 21-0, and the handoff goes to Bruckner. This time he lost his footing and lost a yard. He took the handoff and just lost his footing just a little bit. Now this is field turf, but it did rain here earlier today for a couple of hours. It was heavy at times. This field drains extremely well, this beautiful field turf field here in Minocqua. So the ball is spotted now at the Merrill 46-yard line on 3rd down and 3. Lock down. 2 wide for the T-Birds to the left. Leonard Chosa takes the handoff, and he is met for a loss. Oh, what a great hit by the Merrill Blue Jays. Looks like the first man in to hit him was Eric Mann. And that's a loss of 2 on the play, or 1. What a great hit there. And the T-Birds are likely going to have to punt on 4th and 4. So if you're watching on the stream and you've been listening for many years, you know the T-Birds always set themselves up to go for it, but then they'll back up their punter at the time, and that's exactly what they're doing right now. It looked like they might go for it, and now McCoy Holmquist is back to punt this football, and it's blocked. This punt is blocked, and it's going to be on the ground loose, but Merrill looks like they've come down with it. Boy, the Merrill defensive line busted right through, and they were able to block that punt. I believe the first man through to block that punt was Michael Plotz. And Merrill sets themselves up in excellent field position. They're going to give it to the Blue Jays at the Lakeland 21-yard line. So excellent field position for the Blue Jays, who trail it by 3 touchdowns as they begin this possession. They've got 2 wide to the right. The handoff goes up to the left-hand side, met at the line of scrimmage and falling forward for a couple of yards. That looks like, and it is Henrik. Five yards on the carry for Caden Henrik. He's got 6 carries for 16 yards. Brings up 2nd down and 5. Excellent field position for the Blue Jays. Ball on the near hash at the 16-yard line in Lakeland territory. Wide receiver split out wide to the left, tight end to the left as well. Schmelzer fakes the handoff, turns around, looking right, rolling right, and he had some pressure on him. This one's incomplete. The T-Birds doing a nice job putting some pressure on Schmelzer. It was Nate Areola putting the pressure on Schmelzer. Incomplete pass. Brings up third down. At this point, trailing 21-0. This is 4-down territory for the Blue Jays. 4:53 left to play, third quarter. Lakeland's up 21-0. One wide receiver to the right for the Blue Jays on 3rd down and 5. This time the handoff goes to the right on a little sweep to the right. The T-Birds are all over that one. I believe it was Callum Wheeler carrying the football, but there is a flag on the play. Wheeler came in with, looks like 6 carries, that is, for 48 yards. And let's see what the flag is on this one. It's not a first down, but it looks like the officials are getting ready to march this one off against the T-Birds. And it is going to be against Lakeland. A face mask. So an unintentional face mask against the T-Birds. But that's going to give Merrill a new set of downs at the Lakeland 11-yard line. That is the 7th penalty against the T-Birds tonight. They've done a lot right, but the 7 penalties will be something the coaches will certainly talk about this week. So Merrill's got it 1st and 10 at the Lakeland 11-yard line. 4:30 left to play in the third quarter. T-Birds leading 21-0. Schmelzer hands this one off on the right-hand side and met in the backfield for a loss. On that one was Callum Wheeler. T-Bird defensive line all over that one. Leonard Chose in there as well. And we do have a T-Bird injured on the play. Looked like on the play Tyrone Moore got up out of that gang tackle, started walking back to his position, and then he just sat right down. So I'll tell you what, with this T-Bird injury, we will step aside as well. We're in the third quarter. Lakeland leading Merrill 21-0 with 4:04 left to play. You are listening to Lakeland T-Bird football on 95.9 The Island.
95.9 The Island.
Okay, here are 3 important reasons why your son or daughter should play a sport in high school.
Number 1.
High school sports teach valuable life lessons like self-discipline and time management skills.
2.
Teens who play a high school sport have better grade point averages.
And number 3.
High school sports are safer than ever before.
This message presented by the Wisconsin Interscholastic Athletic Association and the Wisconsin Athletic Directors Association.
95.9 The Island.
Sophomore Tyrone Moore, the injured T-Bird, and he gets up after they stretched his legs out a little. Could have been a little cramping. We don't like to speculate on injuries, but that's what it looked like. They were just stretching him out. He gets up, jogs off the field, and we're getting set back to action. When we do come back, it's 2nd down and 13 for the Blue Jays. Ball is now at the 14-yard line on the far hash, going right to left. As we see it here, we're on the radio on 95.9 The Island and WMQA.com. And if you're watching on the stream, you're watching the Lakeland Union High School Media Productions broadcast. We appreciate you taking part in our ball game here tonight on 2nd down and 13. Merrill goes 4 wide, 2 on each side. Back to pass is Schmelzer. He wanted to go to his right. Now he's going to roll to his right. Looking downfield, this one's going to be intercepted by Leonard Chose. Chose was just waiting near the sideline, and he comes down with the 3rd interception for the Thunderbirds tonight. What a play by Lenny Chose. He just watched Schmelzer's eyes the whole way and was knocked out of bounds at the 15-yard line. So the T-Birds get the football back. That drive for Merrill started at the Lakeland 21-yard line, and they could not put it in the end zone. So the T-Birds get it back at their own 15-yard line. 3rd interception of the night for Schmelzer. T-Birds come to the line. 21-0 Lakeland, 3:45 left to play here in the third quarter. Bruckner in motion. Now he goes into the backfield, takes the handoff, sweep to the right. A lot of Blue Jays there waiting for him. Lonsdorf was first. Now a late flag comes in. Tackled right at the line of scrimmage. We'll have to see what the flag was. Carson Brooks in on that tackle. And here comes the call from the umpire. Now he turns around, and now he's going to head back. Let us fans know what's going on. This one looks like it's going to go against the Blue Jays. Personal foul, face mask against Merrill. Fourth penalty against the Blue Jays tonight. That's going to be a new set of downs for the T-Birds as they're going to bring the football all the way up to the 29-yard line.
Ball located on the 29, first and 10, Lakeland.
T-Birds leading 21-0. 3:27 left to play here in the third quarter. Lakeland goes 4 wide. They spread the field. Low snap picked up by Court Meyer. Big rush is on by Merrill, and he tucks and runs on the right-hand side. He's got some room, crosses the 40 to the 50 into Merrill territory, still on his feet inside the 20, 10, touchdown T-Birds. 71-yard run for Court Meyer. And Lakeland tacks on 6 more to lead it 27-0. Oh, what a run by Court Meyer. He just picked up a low snap, and that was a designed run by the Thunderbirds. He found a seam on the right-hand side, thought he was going to be knocked out of bounds, but he stayed in bounds with a little high stepping. And Court Meyer, the senior quarterback, takes it 71 yards to the house. Lakeland leads it 27-0. What a game here tonight for the Thunderbirds. Extra point attempt coming up for the T-Birds. Lines are down, the snap is back, the kick is up by McCoy Holmquist, and it is good. So Lakeland with a TD run from Court Meyer, his second of the night. They've got 2 touchdown runs from Noah Bruckner as well. And the T-Birds now lead it 28-0. 3:04 left to play here in the third. Well, this is the type of game the Lakeland Thunderbirds were hoping they'd have earlier this year. But they've lost their first 4 games. They lost the opener to Wausau East. Then they lost to Tomahawk, a 7-0 game. That was a really tight one, but Tomahawk came out on top. Then they lost their first 2 Great Northern Conference games, first to Mosinee and then to Medford. Last week in Medford, by the way, was their first road game. Lakeland played 3 home games to start the year. And now in their third Great Northern Conference game, they lead Merrill 28-0. This is the score the Blue Jays lost to Anago with last week, 28-0. So it's been all T-Birds so far here tonight. Court Meyer with a 71-yard run. He's got 4 touchdown runs this year, 105 yards rushing after that 71-yard scamper. We talked about the senior quarterback's legs. He's got some good running ability, and the T-Birds continue to go to him and use him, and you can see why. McCoy Holmquist getting ready to kick this football off. And it's going to be a low line drive, dropped at the 20-yard line, but now picked up. And Chase Olson runs it up to the left, gets knocked out of bounds at around the 30. And that's where Merrill will begin 1st and 10. So the T-Birds looking pretty good to try and come up with their first victory of the night, of the season that is, here tonight. Taking a look at some of my text here. Our buddy Jason just texted me that the Brewers now lead 4-3 in the bottom of the 5th. Back-to-back home runs and a 3-run shot. Wow. How about the Brewers? Down 3-0 and now leading 4-3. Thanks, Jason, for that update. And my Aunt Jerry, listening in Round Rock, Texas, just outside of Austin, says she's glad to hear the T-Birds are winning tonight. Aren't we all? Absolutely. And we get a stoppage of play here on the Blue Jays 1st and 10. And it's a timeout. So I believe that's the second timeout from the Blue Jays here in the second half. So they have 1 left. Well, since we've got a couple of seconds with 2:58 left to play here in the third quarter, Lakeland leading 28-0. Let's go back and see if we can't get you some more updates. You can hear the crowd very excited here tonight. So we do have, again, Antigo leading Rhinelander 21-zip at the half. Here's an update finally from Mosinee and Hayward. And it's all Mosinee. Wow, they are good, folks. They lead Hayward 28-3 at the half. Big scores there. Yeah, Mosinee and Medford predicted by the GNC media to be the top 1 and 2 teams in the conference. And it looks to be that way so far. And then Rhinelander comes in at 4-0 to open up the season, but they are losing at the half. And now it's in the third quarter, and Antigo leads Rhinelander 24-0. Boy, I got to tell you, out of all the scores I've seen so far, that's the one that has shocked me the most. Again, not having seen either team this year, you're just going off the records. But Rhinelander getting shut out right now by Antigo, 24-0 in the bell game. So Merrill with the football on 1st down and 10, and they're going to throw it deep, and they've got a man. Schmelzer hits his man at the 41-yard line. Beautiful pass, and that one went to Isaac Clapper. 29 yards on that pitch and catch. Clapper was wide open as he was running down. That's the best offensive play of the night by my count. Isaac Clapper with his second catch of the year and his first catch tonight. Brings up 1st down and 10 for the Blue Jays. Back to pass is Schmelzer. And he's got some pressure on him. He's got a tuck and run now to the left. He can still throw the football from behind the line of scrimmage. This one's tipped and incomplete. Boy, great pressure applied from the T-Birds of Grayson Allen. And then that ball was nearly picked by Haken Berkland. So incomplete pass. Boy, Schmelzer has not had a overall great season throwing the football. He's now thrown 7 interceptions, but boy, he's got some good running ability, good speed. And it looks like we had a penalty on the play. It's going to go against Lakeland. And it's going to bring the ball all the way down to the 31-yard line. So I admit, I was looking down at my stats, did not see what the penalty was. But Merrill now dancing once again in Lakeland territory at the 31. We're in the third quarter, 2:22 left to play. Lakeland leading 28-zip. Quick pass out to the right for Schmelzer, and it looks like he found Lonsdorf on the far side. Inside the 30. Short pass on the play down to the 28, so a 3-yard pitch and catch from Schmelzer to Lonsdorf. Brings up 2nd down. For those of you watching on the stream, on the radio side, we try to describe everything we see for those who might be driving around or working at home and listening to the game. And right now, the T-Birds lead it 28-0. Back to pass is Schmelzer. Looking right, rolling right. He's just going to throw this one out of bounds. Didn't see anything he liked downfield. There were 3 Blue Jay offensive players down there, but 6 T-Bird defensive players. Those numbers favored Lakeland, so Schmelzer did the right thing by just throwing that football away. Brings up 3rd down and 7. Ball is at the Lakeland 28-yard line on the far hash, going right to left as we see it here at Incredible Bank Field. Lakeland with a 4-touchdown lead. Merrill comes out with 4 wide receivers. Back to pass is Schmelzer, looking left, throwing left. This one's way too high over the head of his intended receiver, Callum Wheeler. Tyson Skubal with the coverage on the play. Also there was Declan McQuaid, the sophomore. And it's 4th down, and you know they're going for it, trailing by 4 touchdowns. We will be in Antigo next week at Schofield Stadium. The T-Birds battling the Red Robins. Another Battle of the Birds in the Great Northern Conference. 4th down and 7. 1:35 left to play in the third quarter. 4 wide for Merrill. Looking right, throwing right is Schmelzer. This one is incomplete. Logan Gray on the coverage along with Talon Haling. And this one was intended for Lonsdorf. And Merrill turns it over on downs. That T-Bird defense has been stingy tonight, allowing just 101 yards total offense to the Merrill Blue Jays by my count. Unofficial, of course. So Lakeland begins 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line after the Blue Jays turned it over on downs. Lakeland comes to the line with 4 wide receivers, spread the field. Court Meyer takes the snap in the shotgun, runs it right up the middle, gets about a yard or two before he's met by a host of Blue Jays. 2nd down and 8. Boy, Meyer, the last time he ran with the football, took it 71 yards to the house for the touchdown. 107 yards rushing by Court Meyer, the senior. T-Birds have 2 players over 100 yards here rushing tonight. Noah Bruckner has 156 yards rushing for the T-Birds, and he's split out wide to the left on this play. Back to pass is Court Meyer. This one's caught by McCoy Holmquist at the 35-yard line. On 2nd down and 8, that's going to make it a 3rd and about 3.
6 yards.
6 yards, so it's going to be 3rd and 2. Nice little play set up there by the T-Birds. Court Meyer to McCoy Holmquist. McCoy, he's a tall football player, folks. 6'5". 215 pounds for the senior, McCoy Holmquist, and that's 6'5". Let's see what the T-Birds come up with on 3rd down and 2. And that's the way the 3rd quarter is going to come to an end as the clock strikes 0. After 3 quarters, the Lakeland Thunderbirds lead the Merrill Blue Jays 28-0. We're going to come back with the 4th quarter for you after this. You're listening to Lakeland football on 95.9 The Island.
95.9 The Island.
Wishing the best of luck to the T-Birds football team this season. Since 1939, Woodruff Appliance and TV has been scoring with customers in the Northwoods with low prices on appliances, furniture, mattresses, and electronics, plus top-notch customer service. The staff's knowledge of the products they sell sets Woodruff Appliance and TV high above the competition. Let them help you select your new appliances, furniture, mattresses, and electronics with prices to fit any budget. See you at Woodruff Appliance and TV this season.
95.9 The Island.
To thank our sponsors of Lakeland football on the radio side all season long. Bad Bones Barbecue are big supporters of the Lakeland community and T-Bird football program. Go T-Birds. Yeah, the Amersheks also lead the Lakeland T-Bird Booster Club. Do a fantastic job with that. And then also tonight, if you are here at the game listening on your headsets, be sure to get to the snack booth as all the money benefits the Lakeland Band here tonight. On 3rd down and 2, Leonard Josa takes the handoff, but he's going to be stopped short. Fell forward for about a yard. It's going to bring up 4th down and 1. Lakeland with 276 yards rushing, and they're going to kick this football away. Special teams unit comes in. And back deep to receive the punt will be Aiden Lonsdorf, standing at his own 38. Again, the T-Birds always look like they're going to go for it, and maybe they will on 4th and 1, leading by 4 touchdowns. Now McCoy Holmquist backs up, standing at his own 25. And the ball is back, and this time no block. It's a good punt. That's going to take a friendly Lakeland roll inside the 25 down at the 22-yard line. So Merrill blocked the last kick that they faced in a punting situation, not this time. So after the punt, Merrill gets the football back at their own 22-yard line. So from a Thunderbird standpoint, back-to-back road games coming up after this one. So we will be in Antigo next Friday night. And folks, if you look at say LUHS Sports to follow football. They show the game for Lakeland at Ashland on Friday night, the 29th. That game has actually been moved to Thursday, the 28th. So on Thursday, the 28th, Lakeland will face off against the Ordockers in Ashland. So a Thursday night game coming up in 2 weeks. On 1st and 10, back to pass is Schmelter. Looking right, throwing right. He's got his man at the 23-yard line. Only good for about a yard. And let's see who that one was caught by on the near side. I believe that was Landon Billings on the catch. And back to pass is Schmelter. This time he's going to throw to the right, and this time he throws incomplete. So it's going to bring up 3rd down and 8, so only 2 yards on that first pass, by the way, to Landon Billings. By my count, that's the first catch for Landon this year. So on 3rd down and 8. 10:27 left to play in this football game. Lakeland with a commanding 28-0 lead. Back to pass is Schmelter. Looking left. Now he's going to tuck and roll to his right. He wants his receivers to start running, and this time he has no choice but to throw it out of bounds. He wanted to throw it back towards the middle of the field, was unable to do so, and ended up throwing this one out of bounds. So the Merrill Blue Jays will have to punt. And we do have a stoppage of play as the T-Birds have an injured player at around the 30-yard line on the far hash. Did not see who the injured Thunderbird was. Obviously, you certainly don't like to see injuries at any time. We saw a major injury on the pro side on Monday night. Didn't that surprise everyone, folks? The hype surrounding Aaron Rodgers after being traded from the Packers to the New York Jets, and just 4 offensive plays into his career with the New York Jets, and he goes down for the year with an Achilles tendon tear. So again, did not see who the injured player was for the Thunderbirds, but both sidelines are on knees with 10:19 left to play in this football game. It's 28-0 Lakeland. So last week we had a running clock situation as Lakeland fell to Medford 50-14. Here the T-Birds have turned it around for a 28-0 lead. Let's see if we can't get caught up on some other scores around the area. We'll refresh the Brewers score, bottom of the 6th. It looks like Milwaukee leads Washington 4-3. They had a 4.5 game lead on the Cubs entering the night, and the Cubs are trailing Arizona 3-0 in the 2nd inning. So we hear some clapping as the injured player for the T-Birds is Tristan Rainey. And the junior walking off under his own power, but not putting a lot of weight on one of those legs. So Tristan Rainey gets up. The T-Bird players coming up to him and slapping him in the chest, giving him some words of encouragement. As Merrill's going to have to punt this football away once they get Rainey to the sideline. So again, up under his own power. Justin Nimsgren, defensive coordinator, comes and gives him a slap on the hand for the great work he's done here tonight. Justin tells me his grandparents enjoy listening to the broadcast. Give him a little shout out here tonight. And we appreciate you listening wherever you may be tonight. We're excited to have you here. On 4th and 8, it's a fake snapper. And Merrill turns it over on downs deep in their own territory. Well, that's just a let's see what happens type of play. Trailing 28-0. They turn it over on downs deep in their own territory. Lakeland will have excellent field position. They will begin at the Merrill 20. Have scored 1 touchdown here to lead it 28-0. They scored 3 in the first half. So Lakeland comes to the line with 3 wide yard run for the senior Meyer. Great job by that T-Bird offensive line, giving him some room to run right up the gut. Court goes 8 yards. He's got 115 yards rushing here tonight. Noah Bruckner with 156 yards rushing. Hockenberkland splits out wide to the right. They've got McCoy Holmquist, the tight end, in the slot left. Evan Mock off to the, Zach, I should say, off to the right. As I'm watching the football, Court Meyer takes the snap, drops it, but then he rolls to his right. And he's taken down, but he did get the first down, needed 2. And it looks like he got 4, down to the 12. So 4 yards on the run for Court Meyer. Well, the clock tower in downtown Minocqua shows the top of the hour at 9 o'clock. Gives me an opportunity to let you know you are listening to Lakeland football on 95.9 The Island, WMQA, Minocqua. Also watching on the Lakeland Union High School Media Production stream, led by Mr. Ethan Yockey. Students helping out tonight, Dominic Wilde, Jordan Diver, and Cody Harris. Thanks to all of you for helping out with this broadcast here tonight. Scott King is our engineer at the radio station tonight. 8:54 left to play in this one. T-Birds leading 28-0. First and 10. Handoff goes to Noah Bruckner, trying to find a corner on the left. He's in! Touchdown, T-Birds! 12-yard TD run. And Lakeland tacks on 6 more, 34-0. Noah Bruckner with his 3rd touchdown of the night. How about that kid tonight, folks? 168 yards rushing and 3 TDs. McCoy Holmquist getting ready to attempt the extra point to try and make this a 35-point game and running clock night. The extra point is up and good. 35-0. Lakeland leads it now with 8:46 to play in this game. Well, since we're going to come back to a running clock situation, we'll take our final break of this football game. Lakeland leading 35-0 with 8:46 to play. You are listening to Lakeland T-Bird football on 95.9 The Island.
95.9 The Island.
Wishing the best of luck to the T-Birds football team this season. Since 1939, Woodruff Appliance and TV has been scoring with customers in the Northwoods with low prices on appliances, furniture, mattresses, and electronics, plus top-notch customer service. The staff's knowledge of the products they sell sets Woodruff Appliance and TV high above the competition. Let them help you select your new appliances, furniture, mattresses, and electronics with prices to fit any budget. See you at Woodruff Appliance and TV this season.
95.9 The Island.
So Lakeland leads Merrill 35-0 with 8:46 to play after that 12-yard TD run by Noah Bruckner, his 3rd TD of the night. Just updating my stat sheet as well, if you hear some typing in the background. T-Birds will kick off going right to left. After Merrill went for it on 4th down in their own territory, deep in their own territory, the T-Birds made them pay with a 24-yard drive. Ball is kicked off to about the 12-yard line, where it's run back to around the 27 or 28-yard line. That's where Merrill will begin 1st and 10. Bringing them back up was Callum Wheeler. So Merrill's going to fall to 0-5. And Lakeland's going to get their first victory of the season here tonight, folks. 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. The Blue Jays go. See if we can't get some other updates while we're waiting for the Blue Jays play here. .55 and counting left in this game. T-Birds leading 35-0. The last score we had from the Rhinelander-Anago game was 24-0. Anago leading in the 4th. So here come the Blue Jays now on 1st and 10 from their own 28-yard line. This time the handoff goes to the tailback. Did not see the number as we were all set up here. Yeah, I'm not quite sure who that was, to be honest with you, folks. Brings up second down after about a 6-yard gain on the play. Not sure if that was Heinrich. So brings up second down, and it's going to be a first down for the Blue Jays. This time it was E.J. Wykes. No, I beg your pardon. This time that looks like it was Aiden Houghton on the run. I've got number 5 on that run on that one. And that's good for a first down. One wide receiver split out wide to the left. This time the handoff goes to Henrik, I should say, and he's busting it out to the left-hand side near the first down sticks. I think he got it. Looked like that was Callum Wheeler. Boy, struggling with some of the numbers there. That looked like a 10-yard run. And that is going to move the sticks. So a nice job by Callum Wheeler on the first down. 5'7" running back, 160 pounds. And very quick. Splitting out wide to the right is Ivan Amador. Ball is now in Lakeland territory at the 47-yard line. This time it's a sweep to the right. Lakeland's all over that one. Not much doing as they handed that football off to Carson Woolner. That's going to be a big loss on the play. The ball was originally spotted at the Lakeland 47, but now it's going to be all the way back at the Merrill 45. So an 8-yard loss on the play. So Carson Woolner comes in and loses 8 yards. Clock continues to run, 5:10 and counting. Lakeland leading 35-0. The quarterback Schmelzer keeps it himself, sweep to the left, and he's going to be taken down short of the original line of scrimmage at around the 48-yard line. So 7 yards on the run for Schmelzer. And we have another injured player. This time it's a Blue Jay on the far side of the field. So we've seen a lot of late injuries in this football game, and the clock does stop with 4:50 left. So in a running clock situation, the only time you stop the clock is scores, timeouts, and injuries. And let's see if we can get a number on the far side of the field. 4:50 left to play in this football game. Lakeland leading Merrill 35-0. And the injured Blue Jay gets up, walking off under his own power. And that was Caden Henrik, the running back. So happy to see him get up and walk off under his own power. Yeah, the injury to Aaron Rodgers certainly shocked the football world. Packers needed him to play 65% of the snaps this year, offensive snaps, to get a first-round pick, but they will still get a second-round pick. And, folks, that's great. I mean, a top 64 pick, that is absolutely amazing to go along with the second-round pick they received this year. And the 7th-round kicker, I mean, they really came out pretty good. Third down and 11 play is a first down run for the Merrill Blue Jays. Callum Wheeler. I believe he got 12 yards on the run. 35-0, T-Birds lead, just letting this clock wind down. Running clock now 4:18 and counting. Great night for football for these players here tonight. Nice and cool. We've had some pretty good weather for our football games so far this year. On first down and 10, ball spotted at the Lakeland 36. Schmelzer is going to keep it himself, and he's going to lose in the backfield. Great job on the tackle on the far side, and the injured player is the one who made the tackle, and this could be a cramping situation as well. That looks like Hakan Berkland on the tackle. Loss of 4 on the play. So it looks like we've got some cramping type situations going on for these players. Let's hope that's all it is. We've seen enough injuries on the Lakeland Thunderbirds side this year to last a couple of years. Starting to get some of those players back. Getting a little bit healthier each week. Let's take a look at the Merrill Blue Jays schedule next week. Taking on Lakeland tonight. They're going to go to 0-5, unfortunately, for the Merrill Blue Jays. And next week, they're going to host Ashland at home. After that, Merrill travels to Hayward, and then they have the Rhinelander Hodags on a Saturday afternoon, October 7th, before finishing out their regular season at Mosinee. Nice to see Hakan Berkland get up and run off the field on his own. Not even walking, he ran. Good to see. So it's going to be 2nd down and long, 2nd and 14. Ball is at the Lakeland 40-yard line. On that Saturday, October 7th, I'm headed out of town. I'm going to Las Vegas to watch the Packer game against the Raiders. Last year went to London to see the T-Birds, I should say the T-Birds, yeah, T-Birds in London. Went to London to see the Packers play the Giants. Of course, that ended in a defeat. But what a blast to go to London with all those Packer fans. No gain on the play, actually a loss of 2 for the Blue Jays. Brings up 3rd down and long. Schmelzer in the shotgun, low snap. He picks it up off a bounce, looking left, throwing left, incomplete. Intended for his receiver, Ivan Amador. And it looked like Logan Gray in on the coverage on the far side for the Thunderbirds. Brings up 4th down and long. 5 completions so far for Schmelzer tonight. Let's see what the Blue Jays come up with on 4th down and a 16. They need to get to the Lakeland 26 for a 1st down. Back to pass, there's Schmelzer, looking left, throwing left. This one is caught right on the far hash, but way short of the mark. This one's caught by Keelan Allen. That's his first catch of the season by my count. And Lakeland does take it over on downs. Nice play set up. I'd like to see Merrill run that play sometime, not on a 4th down and 14, but that was a good play set up by the Blue Jays. And they have to turn it over on downs. That was good for about 8 yards. They'll definitely look at that one and bring that one back later in the season. Timeout called on the turnover on downs. 2:07 left to play as Lakeland calls a timeout. Again, we'll be with you next week as the T-Birds will battle the Antigo Red Robins. Always fun to visit Schofield Stadium, a very historic stadium in Antigo. If you've never been there before, it's lined by brick. That stadium's got to be 100 years old, folks, and I'm not kidding. The press box is certainly 150 years old. Speaking of press boxes, we're going to get a new one next year. School district approving funding to rip out this press box in the bleachers on this side of the field. We're going to get new press box and new bleachers. It's going to be modeled after the Medford Raiders facility. That's a nice press box there, folks. I'm looking forward to it. I've made a lot of friends with the Spiders in this one, although this is my favorite press box in all of northern Wisconsin. Declan McQuaid in at quarterback for the Thunderbirds on 1st down and 10 with 2 minutes left to play. And the handoff is good for a 1st down all the way up to midfield. I believe Michael Schettino on the carry for 15 yards. Up to midfield, Michael Schettino, the sophomore. T-Birds getting a lot of backups in now. 15-yard run for Schettino. He's had 5 carries already this year coming in, so nothing new for him to carry the football. But Declan McQuaid getting the first varsity experience in. Schettino takes the handoff on a sweep left. He's got the first down inside the 40, down to the 35-yard line. Another nice run for Michael Schettino for 14 yards. The sophomore running back and linebacker keeping the football moving. We're under a minute to play. Running clock here. Lakeland leading 35-0 over Merrill. Merrill also getting some substitutions in as well, as the T-Birds try to close out this victory here tonight. You know, these kids who don't play a ton are certainly looking to get some action in. 33 seconds now left. We're going to get a false start called against the Thunderbirds. As we mentioned, the clock still rolls with a running clock situation in high school. 35-point lead is running clock in football. In basketball, it's 40 points. We saw a ton of that last year with the Lakeland girls basketball team. And this one's going to come to an end, folks. Lakeland wins it 35-0. What a victory for the Thunderbirds, their first of the year. They improved to 1-4. And listen to this crowd on the home side. They are excited, as they should be. Lakeland wins it over Merrill tonight by a final of 35-0. The T-Birds get their first victory of the year against 4 defeats. Merrill falls to 0-5. Well, for those of you watching on the Lakeland Union High School media stream, thank you so much for joining us, and thanks again to Mr. Ethan Yaki and students Dominic Wilde, Jordan Diver, and Cody Harris for helping out with the broadcast for you tonight. For those of you on the radio side, on 95.9 The Island and WMQA.com, we're going to step aside, take a break. We'll come back and recap the scoring and stats for you and have an interview with head coach Dan Barutha after this. You're listening to Lakeland T-Bird football on 95.9 The Island.
95.9 The Island.
Why is Culver's such a treat for so many families? Here's a hint. This treat is thick and creamy, and everyone can get it any way they like. Our fresh, frozen custard. We craft it in small batches throughout the day to make our guests stay. Shakes, cones, sundaes, concrete mixers, flavor of the day, and the toppings.
Who says you can't please everyone? There's more than one way to dessert at Culver's.